Hey, it's Shanita McDonald, the Family Childcare CEO and founder and CEO of Arlington DFW Family Childcare Network based out of Arlington, Texas. I am here in New York, right? And I am with some phenomenal family childcare leaders and family childcare CEOs and colleagues of mine. This interview is so important to me because I get to interview Gladys Jones and her crew. I am so excited. Thank you so much for inviting me here into your home to come and interview you and you ladies and let us know the fabulous work that you guys have been doing on behalf of family childcare educators in New York and beyond, right? And also just to learn a little bit about ECE on the Move and what you guys are up to.
Hey, I'm Gladys Jones. I'm a child care provider for almost 20 years. I'm child care. I had a stroke about 2 years ago. I'm recovering, but I'm going to retire. But before I retire, I want to make sure that child care is here to stay. Okay? And I'm just like to introduce you to
Doris Irizarry, a family childcare educator in a residential setting for over 25 years. I'm also the co-founder. Gladys forgot to tell you, she is the founder of ECE On The Move. I am the co-founder of ECE On The Move. And yeah, childcare is important. We advocate for the family that we serve. Shanita.
Hey everybody, Shanita Bowen here, Chief Operating Officer for ECE On The Move, working with my two lovely co-founders, and I've been a family child care provider for 16 years, and here now working with ECE On The Move to serve family child care throughout New York City and the families that they serve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I met Gladys probably about 10 years ago, right? And we have stayed connected ever since. And one of my most memorable moments about Miss Gladys is we participated on a All Our Kin webinar together. It was myself, Miss Gladys, and Debbie from Arkansas. Hey, Debbie, right? And so we were participating on this webinar talking about leadership in the organizations that we run. And so speaking of that, Miss Gladys, why did you decide to start ECE On The Move? Why did you guys decide to start ECE On The Move?
Well, I started because of my own selfish needs. But for real, I had a lot of problems. I found it to be a lot of problems in child care. And I wanted to start something that was me, that was us, providers. So we started ECE On The Move.
Mm-hmm. I think ECE On The Move started because we needed someone to advocate for us, and we knew we were the right people to advocate for childcare providers and the family they serve. We noticed at first that when we first did ECE, we were serving only providers, but with providers came issues with the parents that they served, like subsidies issue, payment issue, and we decided, okay, we have to bring parents in. So that's how we are over 600.
Okay, Shanita?
Yeah, I mean myself, after doing family child care for 14 years, I was by myself for all those years, and then met Doris at a CDA class. I said, I'm not doing radical stuff, Doris, but it wasn't. It was a gathering of providers who cared about their future, and the moment Gladys said she needed someone to take notes, I knew if we locked eyes that my fate would be sealed, and it was. Here I am today working with them, and I love it, and family child care providers, we're in this together.
Yes. So Miss Gladys, you said you wanted something. You said for your own selfish reasons. I don't think it was for your own selfish reasons, Miss Gladys, because you knew there was a need, because you had the need, right?
That's right.
And other family childcare educators had that same need. So what were some of the programs or some of the things that ECE On The Move did does today?
Well, we didn't get no respect. We still don't get no respect. We have to be known, and for instance, in DOH, OCFS, every initial in the book is behind us. But we had no place to sit at a table. We have some places to sit at a table. We still have ways to go, but we had nowhere to go, and I wanted to be respected, and I still want to be respected. and I want a profession to be known. I want an industry to be something that is here forever. You know, it's important. Childcare is important.
I think Gladys, you are sitting, she is sitting in a lot of important seats. She sits in the governor task force, and that's very important in New York State. I think that the need for us to advocate for the providers, before ECE On The Move was done, we used to get together with providers, and they would call Gladys, they would call me, they would say, hey, we're having this issue, or what do I expect, what to expect when they're gonna inspect us? How do I go about it? Who's giving the 15 hours? Who's doing the 30 hours? Who's doing CPR? So, you know, we're a resource to providers. That's why I think we are a resource.
Yeah.
But our biggest thing is our grievances, ours. We have a grievance department. And not only do providers come, you see parents coming. This past Thursday, we have more parents than providers. Shanita?
Yeah, one of the first things that I saw Gladys and ECE On The Move fight for way back in 2018 when I joined was something simple as a proper parent sign-in sheet. Just being respected means that all aspects of our business make sense, and that all the agencies that we work with, like the licensing agencies, like the lunch program that comes in and check our roster, that everything makes sense and it's not pulling at us and deterring us from working efficiently with families. And when I saw ECE On The Move just tackling simple day-to-day issues, that's what we work on. Making sure that family child care, day-to-day work is something to be proud of and uplifted by all of the agencies that we work with. And then, as Doris says, we handle a lot of grievances that parents and providers bring us in accessing childcare and administering childcare.
So, Ms. Glass, I want to go back to you. You said you want to make sure that we had the respect that we needed and that we sit at all the tables that we needed. And as Ms. Doris says, we do sit at those tables. Why? Because you were sitting at these tables, and you made it a way for us to sit at all these tables as well, all across the country. So Ms. Gladys, we have a seat at the table because you decided to do ECE On The Move long ago, right? I'm not gonna say, I don't know how many years ago, but you decided to do ECE On The Move long ago. You decided to use your voice and to advocate for early childhood educators, particularly family child care educators, and therefore we have a seat at the table. You are a trailblazer, Ms. Gladys, and we have the respect because you are one of the trailblazers who started.
Now we're trying to change the name. We don't want to be providers working from home. Shouldn't be called providers. A provider could be anyone. Home based could be anyone. We need a title. If you feel every title gives you an importance, right? So family, child care,
and residential
family
settings.
child care educators in residential setting is the name we should be known by.
Okay.
And everywhere we go,
Early childhood educators in residential settings. That's
right.
us.
That's us. So, like Gladys said, you don't call a doctor Lewis or he's a medical, right? You don't call him medical, you say Dr. Lewis. So we want to be as family child care educators in residential settings. And that gives us a title, that gives us importance. That lets people know we're not babysitters. We educators, we teach children from brushing their teeth to learning the ABCs, learning how to read. We do so much more. We toilet train. So it's a home away from home, right?
It's much better than saying home base.
Yeah.
I like it better than home base residential settings. We should have professional sayings as well. I think we should start with residential settings, early childhood educators in residential settings, because it's a home, yes, but we're more than home. We're residential settings.
And I think I agree with you all because we're not providers at all. I never, when I first started childcare in 2008. I was like, a provider, what is that? That just didn't ring a bell with me, right? And so maybe years later, how I like to term us is family childcare CEOs, right?
Right.
Why? Because we
Yes.
are chief executive officers of our companies.
Yes.
We are chief executive officers of our brands. So I think having one unified name, right? Whatever that is, that professionalizes the field. So that's what we have to do as early childhood educators. What do we want to be called, right? And come together and say, like the nursing profession,
Right.
You have the CNA, that's defined, that's definite. You have the LVN, that's defined, that's definite. And then you have the registered nurse.
And then you have the PA, and then you have the doctor.
Exactly.
So everybody has to stay. No one is
Exactly.
less important than next. Everybody has an important title because the CNA does jobs that are very important.
Exactly.
So with that, I am a CEO
That's
and
right.
a CFO, and she's a COO.
That's right.
So speaking of that, right? So ECE on the Move, you had to have help, right?
Mhm.
And then within that help, you leaned on other family childcare educators in your organization.
Yes.
Why was that important to bring people that were already, practicing, family childcare every single day?
Because you need help. You can't do it alone. You have to have help wherever you go,
You know
whatever
what?
you do.
I got something better. We're the only organizers, the only organization and organizer that is by family childcare educators, for family childcare educator and the family they serve. When you think about it, we are run because we know the job, we know the passion. Nobody could tell you how to do your job because you know. We could all teach each other and we could learn from each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody that is not a childcare educator cannot tell us how to do the job.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a teacher could come and tell us. They could teach us certain things, but they cannot teach us everything that we teach kids.
We are unique.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We are unique industry, and there will be no other like us.
No, there's no one like us. They're
Okay.
not like us.
The great thing about having a membership of, we're losing count, it's definitely over 600, we're pushing 7 or 8. We'll get back to you on the number. But that means that there's a diverse membership. Parents, you're talking about childcare providers who are licensed, registered, small programs, big programs, in the network, working independently. So many different situations, so many scenarios, so many stories and things happening in responses to regulations, and so we're here to capture it all. Mm-hmm. We're doing it as best as we can to capture all the stories and all the ways that regulations affect and policies in accessing care affect our membership, and we're here to bring it to those who need to hear about it and change those policies and regulations and make this get rid of this crisis that we're in. Make childcare important. So we're here for that, and that's what we're doing.
And we're partnering up with Homegrown,
Yes.
Community for Change,
You name it.
All
you
I
got it.
Kid, Empire State Coalition campaign. So we are involved with everyone. So that's the only way we could be able to change policy, right? We're working with policymakers and
Raising New York.
Raising New York. Who else?
And you name it, we got it.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, why is partnership so important? Why partnering with all the different organizations that you guys partner with? Why is that important?
It's important. It's very important.
It's very important because there's policymakers. I don't know what they do, but I'm learning as we sit there and we work together. We're learning from each other. They're learning how difficult it is for childcare providers, their assistant, the parents. We're bringing their worries, their grievances up front to all these organizations, and that's how we're partnering. And they know about it. All I Can is very close to providers, Homegrown, Change, everyone.
Every organization brings something different,
Yeah.
and we need that. Whatever it is we could get, we get it.
And mainly we have learned that it's not a New York thing. Childcare issue is not a New York thing. It's a national thing.
Yes.
It's a big thing. For parents not to be able to get childcare, and for providers, early childcare educators not to get children, is like most of them are closing their doors so fast. It's not funny. It's not because they don't love them. They don't have a passion for this industry. Is that they are having difficult surviving, paying the rent, paying the expensive. It's expensive. I know in New York City it's expensive.
Everywhere.
But everywhere it's expensive. But New York City, California, Texas, all these big states are very expensive for us to be able to run our businesses and pay everything. Like right now, the big issue is insurance.
Yes.
Home insurance, they dropping you like hotcakes. Daycare insurance, they doubling, they tripling their costs. So yeah, those are all the issues.
So definitely, if I can add, we were providers who were telling our story and sharing it with officials who need to hear, but we didn't really, I didn't realize where we were our grassroots. And so definitely when fighting to change policy, the work should be informed by grassroots. Coalitions should not just say we have grassroots at the table. Grassroots should be leading. The voice of the parents and educators should be leading the change. We should be in our work and our what is happening to us should be threaded throughout the work and leading it. So, and that's what we're here to do. Make sure that educators and parents' voices are ahead, are informing and leading the changes.
Stories are important, but we want something besides stories. We want action. We have to have actions behind the stories. Everybody knows what's wrong with child care providers and parents. Now we need action, and we have to all get together. Everybody in the nation must get together.
I know ECE North Star is universal child care for all, but at the same time for the educators to get paid by the cost of care, no more market rate, by the cost of care and universal child care for all. They say, oh, we don't have the money. There's money. There's money for everything else. There's money for other countries. How about putting the education of our children first? I always heard children was the future, but we're not investing in the future. That's what it is. We're not investing.
And let's start from the beginning.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's start from the beginning.
So to wrap this up, I'm hearing a couple of things, and I think it's very important to kind of sum it up, right? Telling your story, right, but having action behind that story. So family child care CEOs and everyone who works with us, you have to get out there and not just talk about it, but be about it. So talk to, okay, there is a problem, right? But what is the solution?
That's right.
Right? Okay, that's one thing. 2, collaboration. You guys talked about all the organizations that you collaborate with and why that's important. So family child care educators, especially those out there that don't have a coalition in your area or your association or a family child care network, you can start one. That is one of the solutions to making sure that you get the resources that you need, is starting your own, like you said, grassroots organization, because we all did, and that has made a significant impact in our area, right? And we have power, right? Because we have power in numbers. And we get together and we talk about our needs. I'm in Texas, they're in New York, we talk, right? And so we get together. So making sure that you lean on your, not just your local organizations, but your national organizations, because there is a place for you. You have NFACC, the National Association for Family Child Care. They have tremendous resources and also a brand new policy website. So check them out, right? And then you have All Our Kin. All Our Kin is one of the largest family child care networks in the Connecticut area as well. And they have tons and tons of programs and technical assistance programs for family child care educators, right? And then you have Homegrown. Homegrown is another important resource with a lot of resources for family child care educators. And one we did not name, Erickson. Erickson Institute has benchmarks, right? And those benchmarks are specifically targeted for family child care educators. Childcare where?
There's so many
Childcare
of them.
aware, yes.
So many of
Child-
them.
there's so
Yeah,
many,
there's so
right?
many of
But
them.
these childcare aware has tons and tons and tons of
Yes.
resources
Yes, they do.
for all early childhood educators. And then we also have the National Association for the Education of the Young Child, NAEYC. They have a lot of information, and there is a place for you at every last one of those organizations. Every last one of those organizations that I just named has a resource page. Oh, we have 0 to 3. Look,
Yes,
who
0 to
do we
3, that's
care
right.
for?
We
right?
didn't. Oh,
Yeah,
my God,
most we care for
involved.
infants and toddlers. That's where you need to go to get this information.
So many.
It's so many.
You know, it's so funny.
many.
It takes 2 people to start talking, and we started. Then 13, we had the 13, right? And from there, we started growing. And I would grab people here and there. And I remember I grabbed Flor. You remember Flor? She's part of us too. Flor. Then I grabbed Shanita. I just invited her. I knew she was gonna
Is she
get
still
her.
here?
And
not
she's
going
still
nowhere?
here. You know, Rebecca grabbed Evelyn. So everybody grabbed somebody. And now we're
Desiree.
trying to do the same thing with the parents.
And
Or,
oh, that's a whole
how about Jamie? We're working with Jamie too.
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
Yeah. Wiggle room.
Wiggle room.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's right.
yes. And
And who
so
else?
you see how we are collaborating with all agencies. So I tell family childcare educators that I work with, train, mentor, collaboration over competition anytime. You get things so much more done when you collaborate, right? Make sure that you're reaching out to your local resources, to your state resources, and your national resources. They are there. And remember, advocacy starts right there in your backyard. So your first challenge, if you don't know anything about advocacy, you don't know anything to do, I will charge you to look up your city council meeting, your next city council meeting, and
Yes.
just attend.
Yes.
Just attend. And if you have time for comment, stand up and say anything that you have to say about family child care. Any problem that you have, just stand up and say it, right? You can do it, and guess what? They are listening to it. You are their constituents, okay? And also reach out to me at any time, and I can help you we all can help you whatever you need in your advocacy journey.
Yep.
Miss Gladys?
I'm here to survive, but not only to survive, but to thrive.
Yes. So,
All right.
Yes.
We're here to thrive.
Yes, we are. And we're here to help any provider, any parent, any other organization that needs to learn how to do it. We're here for the support.
It doesn't matter who.
It doesn't matter.
And remember, family child care CEOs, you are more than capable of running your own grassroots organization. You are more than capable of starting your own 501(c) organization
Yes.
in your city, in your state, to make sure that you pull in the resources and build opportunities for the community that you serve, the early childhood community. And remember, we're stronger together, and just do it. The sky is the limit. We have the floor. This is our time. If you have not heard, if you're watching, I know you have heard of family childcare if you just turn the news on, because we're there. We're at all tables, local, state, and federal, and we're here to stay. So I just want to say
Together.
thank you,
Together.
Ms. Gladys.
We're all together.
We're
We're
all
Yes.
always together.
We're
That's right.
always together.
Always together.
Always together.
Okay, bye.
Bye.